Now let me take this time to formally introduce myself to you. My name is Brodie Lee, and I am the Exalted One.
Wake up your mind.
Welcome back once again to the Comic Wrestling Podcast. This isn't the wrestling ring. This isn't the comic shop. This is a special episode dedicated to the life of Jon Huber, also known as Luke Harper and Brodie Lee. I'm Deadly Dave.
And I am the wild card Ace Williams, and we would like to thank whoever's going to watch this. We took a little sabbatical.
Yeah.
But we thought this would be appropriate in a kind of inappropriate time. You have to word it like that because, I mean, you celebrate his life. Like you said, Jon Huber, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Huber.
I always want to say Huber just because, but yeah, Jon Huber. It's strange. But we're going to watch the AEW tribute episode that they just aired a couple of nights ago on TNT, their latest episode of Dynamite.
It's really cool to see a company go all out for a guy that was only in their company for 8 months. You know,
Right.
It shows how loved he was, and
Yep.
you see the outpouring of stuff on social media for him.
I've tried to stay away from watching videos of people being sad lately because I've not been in a good space.
Right.
But I did watch Jon Moxley's, and I got a little choked up. And then who was the other feller? I watched Jericho's. And then I kind of stopped at that moment because when they started talking about him as a dad,
Yeah.
that's hard.
But like a lot of, I haven't heard anybody say a bad thing about him yet. Like no negative, nothing.
And I want to piggyback on that exact thought because I was thinking when I was making this sign for a little tribute part, I don't know when it was recorded, but I know I listened to it not long ago of Cornette talking about people comparing Brodie Lee to Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
And I remember vaguely Cornette kind of going off and saying, no. Bruiser Brody was this, and this. And I'm not saying anything bad about Cornette at all. You see similarities.
Yep.
And I get Cornette's perspective of he doesn't want to mix the old with the new.
Yep.
That's his shtick. I get that. But you gotta as a wrestling fan if you know. I mean, I only know it because of the Dark Side of the Ring. But if you know the Bruiser Brody story, a little Lego frog. The Bruiser Brody, his story and shit, it kind of does in a not exactly parallel Brodie Lee's, but it's similar in ways of both were big brooding men. They looked kind of alike. They did have a similar name, but they were also lovable men.
Yeah.
That were hidden behind the big monster that they tried to be on TV. And I think that's a similarity that even Cornette couldn't deny.
And they talked about him on the last podcast, and they were like, look, we shit on the product, we're not going to shit on the guy. You know, like, he said it a couple times, he's like, booking aside, you know, he's like, I may have said something about his work before, but I didn't know he was having these health issues either.
Right.
You know, so nobody knew other than the people in the company, so. But, and it's crazy that they kept that secret, too. Because most people thought he was just injured or something. That,
well, one of the things
even...
I personally do find, I don't want to say anything negative, but like find odd, I'll word it like that, is just like, I went through that same emotion with T'Challa and Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman of, oh fuck, I didn't know he was sick, let alone he just died.
Right.
So I feel and it's nothing against anyone personally, but I feel duped, just me emotionally, like
you didn't have to tell us how sick he was. Just, say that he's having some health issues.
Right, because as a wrestling fan, you in a selfish way, you think, where the fuck is he? Why the fuck are you guys doing with him?
Right.
You do. I mean, you do, because I've even heard Cornette and them say, like, well, when is he coming back? What is he doing?
Like, is he even, done with this Dark Order shit?
And my thing, too, in that, start turning something different in that storyline then, to make us focus different.
Yeah.
Or refocus, that's what I was looking for. Refocus the image of the Dark Order as you knew something was going on. Now I'm trying to sound like a booker and we're getting away, but I would have had Cole Cabana kind of slip in. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But this is the AEW tribute episode to Brodie Lee in WWE, Luke Harper for, I think, like 8+ years, something like that. I'm probably going to tear up at times during this, because this is probably going to be sad.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the start of it right here. You're looking... None of them are wearing masks either.
No.
That's kind of silly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I know they all get tested before and everything.
But I digress.
But it is Florida, and they're kind of lax on their shit too. So my mom says down there, nobody's following nothing down here.
I do it just now as a safety precaution to myself. I don't so much believe in the hoopla. I'm going to get it, but I don't want to get beat the fuck up. We live in New York State. It's dangerous here.
Yep.
You fart in your own fucking bed, and your neighbor's going to come over and kill you. It is scary.
Yep. Everybody's watching what everybody
Where
else
was it
does.
that guy got smashed in the face with a Twisted Tea?
I don't know, but that was a fucked up video.
I didn't know that was a real thing. I thought it was a meme, and then my uncle said, watch it, and I'm like, dude, I would have done it way sooner. Oh my god, I'd have killed that motherfucker, dude. Oh man.
Yep.
But yeah, we live in a crazy place. Not us, really. Who did that? But
all right, let's
get
start
into
it
it.
off.
Well, we're here. JR started off, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Lynn all the way to the right in the purple magenta shirt.
He's shopping in the Tony Schiavone's
Right.
collection.
Tony, you got any clothes in your bag you weren't gonna wear? That sucks.
Yeah. Another thing is they sold more tickets in this era because of this.
Yeah.
Than they have in the past few months.
I know his shirt, the tribute shirt they had is... Oh my god, why can't I think of the website?
Our Pro Wrestling Tees. Yeah.
Is like their highest selling shirt.
And Mick Foley and CM Punk are donating all their shirt sales for this month.
Which Mick Foley just came out and announced he's tested positive for COVID.
Yep.
So, have a nice day.
And he was like at a virtual signing. Well, so some jackass that was doing your virtual signing had it. That's
I
great.
wouldn't doubt fucking hanging out with Undertaker. Not literally with Undertaker. But I mean, how often is he out doing shit?
Right.
But I digress.
I actually bought a Brodie Lee shirt off of Pro Wrestling Tees. It's got like a skull with his beard, and it's got like the Dark Order eye behind it. So I was like, just something, because I know all the proceeds are going to his family. So
yeah, I kind of wish that like our podcast made money, because it'd be cool to donate whatever.
Yeah.
Not for me. I like being able to do whatever I want. Stay out all night, order Chinese food at 2 a.m.
I did see a video. I thought it was pretty just cool of his son beating up Adam Cole.
Yeah.
At a New Year's party, at the AEW New Year's party. I was like, Jesus Christ, I hope he doesn't get shit on for that. I mean, I'm not the biggest Adam Cole fan, but I'm Vince McMahon. pal.
Yeah.
When I think of
Like, you know that he's with Britt Baker. Let it go.
Especially during that moment.
Yeah. Yep.
randomly give, I realize that's exactly what pro
That would be like getting pissed if the kid for Connor's Cure did something with an AEW wrestler and you got all pissed about it. That'd be the same thing.
It's not one of the McAllisters, pal. If you get it, you get it.
that we love.
This feels like the Owen Hart tribute where everybody was, all
See, I wasn't.
so
I was.
emotional.
What was it? 98, 97,
99.
99. See, there you go. I can't even remember, and I was alive then. But being 9 years old, you're not grasping that it's still real.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't specifically say I don't remember sitting there and being like, well, Jesus, this is just a word. I definitely know from being a kid I didn't understand it.
Yep.
Whether I believed it, I understood it or not, I didn't understand the gravity of that shit. So this to me feels like Guerrero.
Yeah.
Because that was, at that time, I was 15 years old. I was at an age where I could understand emotion.
Yep. See, for me, it was Pillman. When they announced Pillman, I was 16,
Right.
that hit me. It's like, wow. And for this, it wasn't drugs, it wasn't, anything like that. It was...
heart attack? What is it?
He had a lung, they said a lung thing where at one point they took him off a ventilator because that was the only way he would start breathing on his own. They did it just to see if it would, and he just never... But the Blue Meanie was tweeting that one time he had a lung issue where his lungs just filled up, and they don't know what it was, a virus or something, and if he hadn't gone to the hospital, he would have died. So it could have been something like that where his lungs just,
had an issue.
Yeah, and
I mean, and I'm not trying to even sound like an asshole, but we all go to the doctors and we all don't get diagnosed right the very first time.
right.
So, I mean, even, like, I haven't seen any of this, have I?
And at the beginning, they could have said, it's not that big of a deal, or something like that, and then it just started getting worse, and he just was dealing with it, and...
I mean, you don't even honestly even have to say, because if he doesn't want the attention of people blowing him up of saying, oh my God, get well soon, don't say anything like he has a person, it's on him. Say he's having a family issue.
Yep.
Leave it at that. Is it that shirt you got?
Nope.
Because that shirt's awesome. Is that the one?
Shirt.
Is that the one that was the selling?
No, that's not the tribute one, no.
Oh, man, that's sweet.
That is a really cool shirt.
Because as soon as, that's kind of how I pictured, well, you said the skull. But the eye and everything, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, they got Le Champion?
Le Champion on commentary. That's good. He's not wrestling. I shouldn't say that, but...
He probably did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he's been getting shit on in the ring and everything.
Yeah. Well, when you're posting the pictures like you've got abs, and when you can see in every interview you're sucking in your gut, and you're trying to defend that, like, come on, seriously. And I like that his kid did, booked a lot of this, which I think is Brodie Lee's kid booked a lot of this. Yeah.
Is that why one of the matches is called a fantasy match?
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand why any of these guys were together. I mean, I got it, but I didn't get it. I have to say, and I'm not one of these people, but I'm going to be this person, I've been on the Dark Order bandwagon since day one. I love this group.
Yeah, I do too.
There's certain elements I don't particularly care for, but overall, I think beyond this moment, I still think this group is going to be successful.
Yeah. Well, I see people saying, you got John Silver doing the comedy. I'm like, well, what group really didn't have some comedic element to it? Even the NWO did funny shit.
And my thing with John Silver, I'm over the little guy shit. Like, I've seen it with Crash. I saw it with Petey Williams. I feel like John Silver's just a combination of both of them.
Yep.
Nothing against the guy, I don't even know him. But that's my...
You've seen it before.
I've seen it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was my biggest thing with the Young Bucks. I've seen it. You are literally the Hardys of the indie show.
Yeah.
And nothing against that, but I've seen it.
Yep.
But I still love it. I mean, I do, because it's wrestling. And Even bad wrestling, god damn it, it's gotta play somewhere.
Yep.
And I love Colt Cabana. I always thought he was one of the best.
Yeah, and he was smart enough to realize. Yeah. He was smart enough to realize that he kind of needed to change his style up, too. Because he was killing himself every night.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, the matches that he had with Punk, some of the indie matches, they were killing each other. Like,
he's a cannonball.
A lot of these high-flying guys are going to have to realize that it's going to kill you, not kill you literally, but...
Your body can only take so much.
Yeah.
Well, for Fudge Brothers.
And I like this because it's not really storylines. I mean, yeah, they can talk about certain matches that these guys have had together in the past, but you don't have to do storylines for this.
Well, you clearly have a story, even though you don't acknowledge heels and faces.
Yep.
That's your story. I mean, that's the narrative to every fucking tale in the world.
Yep.
Is good versus evil. And you have a group called the Dark Order.
Yep.
Would you expect me to think they're going to go around and help old women across the street? Oh, one of the things I watched was Tony Schiavone and Archer talking about Lee. I think it wasn't the podcast because it didn't have.
I think they did like an after episode or something.
Post-show, that's what it's called. I watched that because I really, really love Archer, and well, that's not going to ruin it. Give away anything on the show. But I try to stay away from a lot of that stuff because I emotionally can't handle it anymore. I'm a bitch.
Well, thank you for the Reese's. This is like my weakness, these fucking peanut butter cups.
My weakness is a peanut butter cup. Well, I'm not going to say it anymore. It's inappropriate. But Matt Hardy, how do we feel about version 2? V2!
I don't know.
Is it appropriate to call him that?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he looks like the Matitude.
He's done so much fucking shit. It's like,
do you care?
Just stop. No, just stop.
Do you feel like he... Oh, shivikets. Do you feel like he's Chris Jericho of, like, 2011 and stuff like that? When was it when he was popping in and out?
Yeah.
And you hated Jericho at that time.
Yeah. When he was jumping back and forth in one match, it was kind of funny.
But to become that character of it.
And now he's doing certain things on Twitter and certain things on TV. It's like, just stop.
Right.
Make him commissioner or GM or something. Or,
do you think a Matt Hardy would do best if he took some time off?
Yeah.
And just went away completely, just stuck to his YouTube shit or whatever he's calling it.
But the only thing is I think if he did that, he would come back even worse. Because he would be in his own head. And he would just be coming up with shit, and then he would bring it all back with him and be wanting to do it all at once. And so it could be a double-edged sword, you know what I mean? He's not here, but then once he comes back, it could be a completely different...
No, you're right.
You know?
Let him get it out of his system now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to deal with Impact. Let him go to Impact for a little while.
Right, I mean, he was world champion over there.
Yeah.
Right. No, absolutely.
You know? I think that's kind of why I think Tony Khan is going to buy it. I really do. It gives him somewhere to send guys if he doesn't, if he wants to give him something different to do, or, it gives him more contact too,
It gives you a SmackDown and Raw, but established brands.
Yep.
Without being like, well, because, come on, don't you start. Oh my God, I'll kill that dog live on this show. I thought it was stupid as a kid. I'm like, how do you have fucking two brands with the same guys on it?
Yep, and then he can go to TNT and be like, look, this company has all this footage. You want to do special events? We have all this footage where we can, a lot of my guys that are in this company were in this one, and I can, guys that I want to sign and we can try out there for a little while. Stuff like that, Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities and potential for sure.
And I mean, he's got the money. It's not like and try it out. I think this is a feeler thing. See what they can offer us. Like, I haven't watched any of it because a lot of their new people,
it's lame.
Yeah, like Gallows and Anderson would be the only ones I'd really, because Eddie Edwards is ridiculous now. I don't have any interest in Sami Callihan.
Cornette shits on AEW for being what does he call it? Trash wrestling? What is it called?
Outlaw mud show wrestling.
Outlaw I'm not gonna say it. Outlaw Mud Wrestling. What is Impact? Because yes, I'll say it because I've said it before. I said it before.
I say
it. He is my favorite. Foghorn Leghorn is my favorite. But I've said it before about Cassidy and what's the other one?
Mark Quinn.
Mark Quinn. Yeah. These guys, I feel like sure, okay, they're wrestlers, but I don't see them as stars.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyways. And I feel that way about every single person on Impact except for Anderson and Gallows. Because they're the only ones that have, I don't want to say have done anything, because they've all done shit. But it's like, imagine seeing Ric Flair wrestle in Ring of Honor. It's not like it would do either one of them, it wouldn't hurt either one of them's career. It's just, do I really need to see that?
Right.
Does it really make sense?
To me, it is literally like you take an indie promotion and give them high production values.
Yeah.
And you bring in a couple stars.
And you just happen to have that name Impact.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've only watched, I think it was like the first 3 segments where they had Omega on Impact. Because I think I left off on where him and Anderson and Gallows like beat up. Who the fuck was it? Swan?
Oh yeah.
In the back or something? I don't know.
And like you said, Rich Swann is your world champion,
or Moose is your world champion. Like either one of them. It's like an Impact. Come on, you don't have to have 2 black world champions to make a statement. Like for fuck's sakes.
Yep.
Well. Now we haven't been calling this match because it's not our thing. Yeah. But I have been paying attention. It's been decent.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty decent match.
But I think it's weird. Like you've got Private Party. You've got Top Flight, that's the high-flying black team.
I have not seen them yet. I'm weeks behind on this, folks.
You've got the Acclaimed, which is another black team, which nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there is, but you've got those 3 that are kind of playing the hip-hop role. Yeah. One of them's actually coming out rapping like John Cena used to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, some of it's actually been pretty funny. The Acclaimed.
I haven't seen either one of them.
And then they did it with SCU and Frankie Kazarian rapped back and did it better.
Really?
Which was actually pretty funny. I'll get you caught up, but
I do anticipate getting caught because I do like watching AEW quite a bit. It is a good show. I don't give a fuck. Even the bad episodes, which I can't even say I've seen an episode where it was like, that was shit.
Yeah.
I've seen some that were like, that was decent, but none that were like shit. And I'm not an AEW mark.
No, we were real excited when he first got announced, like just an alternative, and I get that people say, well, they do a lot of stuff that WWE does. Well, yeah, pretty much any wrestling company that wants to be mainstream is going to have to do some of the aspects that a mainstream company would do.
Right.
You can't just rely on the indie stuff all the time. You know?
Who started doing I don't know what it was called, but I'm going to just make the name up. Who started doing the original face cutter kind of move? Like a DDT, or not a DDT, I'm sorry, but like the diamond cutter. Was DDP the first one to ever do that?
Not the first one, Johnny Ace did a version of it, but I mean he's the one that popularized it.
But I mean look at that move. You got people like that, Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis, if you don't know. Mr. McMahon.
You're so vascular.
You had DDP who made that fucking thing, the diamond cutter, huge.
Bubba Ray was doing it.
Bubba Ray did it. Yup. That's why I wanted to call it the face cutter, but he called it the Bubba cutter, didn't he?
Yep.
Randy Orton, the RKO. But I mean, even Stone Cold Steve Austin, the stunner is
out as that, yeah.
Right. So my point is, even though I transitioned into wrestling moves, everything is taken and adapted in a different way.
Yep.
You're not going to go watch a gangster movie and be like, well, that's the first time I ever saw a guy get hit in the head with a baseball bat.
Yep.
That's...
Well, that's like the Bray Wyatt. That character, everybody was like, oh, it's so innovative. I'm like, did you... a lot of people weren't alive, but Waylon Mercy in the mid-'90s, that Danny Spivey character, he had the fucking, the shirt, yep. The white beater underneath, the white pants, and he was doing a creepy Cape Fear character.
I never really thought of a Cape Fear.
Yeah.
I never really thought of that.
I mean, I'm not saying that Bray Wyatt's not original, but it all
Everything
stems
is
from
inspired.
something. Yeah.
100%. His mask.
Yep.
That fiend mask is based off of the Joker's. I'm not gonna say it because now I can't think of the fucking name. Edit that out. Edit me messing this all up. People don't want to see that. Death in the Family, when he had to go and get his face back. Watch Gotham. That's my fucking job, dude.
No, this has been a good match.
It has been a decent match. I have been following it pretty good.
And Cabana and the Bucks have a history anyways, so that them being tagged up is actually pretty cool. I feel like his son is really knowledgeable about, as young as he is, he really knows his stuff, and, you know...
And I'm only going to say this from what I've recently heard in little interviews or whatever. I don't doubt that at all. As much as I've heard he's a family man, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Yeah. And kind of, this is like, if you've seen a Young Bucks match, you've seen them all. But,
and that's the problem I have, though. That's too much.
Yeah.
I spit. That's too much. You got to sell the fact that you are exhausted. Your body is still hurt. You are not just the Energizer Bunny.
Yep. And that's like, he's not selling, but Matt Jackson's not selling the knee anymore.
No, right.
You know? Yeah.
Like, and I get, well, they don't, there's a cutter right there.
Yep.
I mean, Chris, that's basically a cutter. I mean, it is.
See, and that's it, like, Hardy, he did the delete thing before he did the, you know, the twist of fate.
He overshot him. But I'm not going to shit on it.
That's a good shooting star.
That was a nice shooting star. That was a good shot, too.
That'd be like, but then, like, if Seidel was on this and then did a shooting star later on in the show, it's like, you know...
Come on now.
Yeah, exactly, you know? This has actually gone longer than I thought it would, to be honest.
Yeah, we just thought doing the episode that today would be fun, in a way, fun.
Yeah.
To pay tribute, because we do love wrestling, and just because we haven't been doing the podcast lately doesn't mean we stop loving the shit that we love.
Yeah. And I thought he was great in the Wyatt family. Like, he just...
Always enjoyed him. I mean, I would say... It's not even a blemish, because they won the World Tag Team titles as the Bludgeon Brothers.
And he was Intercontinental Champion for a little while, too. But to me, he always had that vibe of the dude in a bar that was just creepy and sitting there, and you knew nobody fucking messed with him, you know?
But he probably, like...
And he would just look at you.
And he'd probably go home and he'd cook dinner for his wife and tell her a story about how his day was. Be the nicest guy in the world, but just look like the type of guy that would spit in your face before he'd kill you.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And that's that... And I think that's what that Bruiser Brody comparison is.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he could shave his face and be blonde, but he just has that look of... He's not staring at me. He's looking straight fucking through me.
Yep, he don't even know I'm there. Yeah.
And you get that if you... I mean, I went back and saw it. The Bruiser Brody versus Luger.
Yeah, the cage
When
match.
he's just standing there all fucking stiffed out, it's like, I get the fuck out of that ring, too.
Yep.
But I also blame Luger because he looked like he wasn't selling much in that match.
But then a guy like Luger, nobody smartened him up. You know, he had been a couple of years in before anybody told him what to do.
Do they sell those masks?
I don't know.
I'd personally like one.
Yeah. He's sitting out there with all the Dark Order guys. That's pretty cool. See, this is them. This is the Acclaimed.
This is the Acclaimed?
Yep.
See, they have a presence about them.
Yep.
Yeah.
SCU.
Where's Sky at?
I don't know. They've been kind of pushing him like he's going to do something on his own, like they want to push him for the world title at some point. But they've got so many guys on the roster that they can do that with. You know, that they can push towards the world title.
Right.
You know.
Those guys, they didn't come out and do much, but they had a presence to them.
Yeah.
They look like men. They didn't look like little boys going out there to pretend to be men.
Yep.
There's something eerie about just that.
Little kid him wearing the mask.
In a blue, like just...
in the suit and everything, yeah.
I feel like it's a movie, like that's their boss.
Right. I like that they're all wearing the armbands. They're all, you know, that's cool. And if this draws more attention to the Dark Order, not that that's that this should, the death of somebody, but it could be a reset for it, and kind of
and give them the acknowledgement they might have needed that they weren't getting.
Yeah,
because like I said, this was the one I didn't understand. I was like, really?
I'm guessing like 10 is somebody that he really connected with backstage, something. That's why he wanted him in the match. You know what I mean? But I do like how they've kind of and they've done a storyline lately with Adam Page and those two, anyways. Like them trying to recruit him. So,
I'm okay with fucking MJF and Santana and Ortiz though.
Yeah,
that works for me against those guys.
And Ortiz has kind of dropped the goofy a little bit.
I
so
dug
that's
that.
That's good.
I personally dig that.
I didn't think that anybody was going to do anything with Ty Conti once she got released from WWE. I didn't think anybody was going to pick her up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sign me up for that match right there, baby. Yeah.
Evil Uno, Grayson, and Lance Archer. Yeah.
Against those three, I'll watch that match all day long, dude.
Yep. I like the Butcher and the Blade. I think they're a good team.
I feel like they're old school, but yet
First time
not.
Yeah, they're like a modern Demolition without the the face paint
gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had a gimmick, what would it be like? White power? Because I mean, the whole look.
Yeah.
You look kind
of look like the Harris Boys, and we knew they had SS tattoos and all that.
I mean, I'm looking at the big dude's chest all over to see. That's us. You know what I'm saying? What?
No ego with Brodie. He wasn't here to.
Darby Allin is giving his little remembrance of Brodie.
Seeing him do something like this is, I don't want to say out of character, but it just, it does make you feel more real. Like, it does show you the gravity of the whole situation.
Well, that's why, I compared it to Guerrero's, personally, just for me, because, to see people like JBL, that at that point, when I got back into wrestling, JBL was JBL. Yeah. When I left wrestling, he was Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Huge difference. So to see the bar bashing, cigar smoking dude, now Wall Street man crying over somebody that I wasn't familiar with their feud the year prior.
Yep.
Because I just got into wrestling a little after, but that was so wow, this is real.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's dressed up like Brodie. That's cool.
That's cool, man.
Jake just looked like a fucking homeless dude.
I knew he had the tank, not tank top, but the shirt on. Because Tony mentioned it. He goes, he's like, I know you just got the white shirt on. That's all he said to him, but I didn't know he was full bore dressed like him.
Yep. I was reading some I don't remember what it was, but somebody was saying that everybody thought that Brodie Lee or Luke Harper's shirts were disgusting. He was like, those were the most wonderful smelling shirts ever. He's like, he took great care to make sure that those shirts, they looked dirty, but they really weren't.
Oh, because all the sweat and whatnot. Yeah.
He was like, he just made it look dirty, but they really weren't.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, turn the mic on, Eddie. See that they just look badass.
They do.
The S&M thing for the blade and shit. And they weren't doing anything with her anyway.
What is he wearing? He's wearing Sabu pants.
I love you. I miss you. This is for you. But now that all the nonsense is out the way, the Dark Order's nothing without him, and we're gonna prove it tonight, you cowards.
There you go.
That's not out of character for him.
No, that's a cut. That's good. That's good.
Celebration of laughter. Again, we are celebrating Mr. Rhodes.
I don't know. Is he wearing the...
I'm not digging what Butcher's wearing, dude. Dude, he's dressed in an Asian man.
Oh, yeah, he's... Yeah.
Is that a Brodie Lee thing?
No, I don't think so. The dude going down to his knees is...
Right,
not,
that I
not
get.
the outfit, no.
Go back to the white pants, bud.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
He looks weird, his top half doesn't go with the bottom.
makes me feel like you're in the movie Three Ninjas when you're wearing that fucking outfit. Like,
It's
come on
so
now.
weird.
I do love the way Archer looks.
Me
though. That's
dude.
fucking badass.
He's the best. I hope he becomes world champion soon.
Me too.
Well, maybe not soon, but at some point.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking great.
That's what I was. Their roster is so fucking stacked with guys that could be that level. That's the thing. You know.
Dropping his own boys on it. See, that's Stu Grayson, right?
Yeah.
He just looks like a bigger version of John Silver.
Yeah.
And he ain't that fucking big.
Yep.
And Braun Strowman looks like the biggest version of all those guys that look like that.
Yeah, it's the shaved head with the beard and
Trying to be jacked.
Yeah, yep. I didn't know that Brodie Lee had wrestled for World of Hurt back in the day.
Did he?
Yeah, because Shane Alden was saying it online that he had wrestled did some of his early matches and stuff for a few years on World of Hurt. Well, that was way before I started going, but I mean, he's a Rochester guy, so I can't say I'm surprised. A lot of those guys would drive out, you know. Jake just looks... he looks so fucking weird like that.
Yeah, his outfits don't really help his physical look either.
And a lot of people, you know, were saying, oh, well, you know, they exaggerate the crowd numbers here. I'm like, it's a huge fucking arena. Like, no matter what camera angle you give, it's going to look small.
I'd rather them exaggerate the crowd than have big fucking stupid screens.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you as wrestling fans, you're paying for those fucking stupid screens to be there and you not to have a goddamn voice in them.
Yeah.
How stupid is that?
Yep.
You're paying for... Just go put a video on YouTube of yourself. It's easy. I've done it. It's super easy.
Yep.
I have one where it's not me, but I'm sitting on the toilet and I got lights and music playing. It took me 30 seconds to upload that shit. And it was free. There you go.
Yeah. See, I like, you know, that they're doing... I mean, the WWE guys did it too, doing his moves and, you know, doing the hand gesture and stuff. It's...
But of course with the Dark Order, it's just more appropriate for him.
Yep.
Bounce, baby, bounce!
There it is. I don't need to see the commercial. There we go. It was funny with NXT. They did a match where they were saying that there wasn't going to be any interruptions in the match. They did half. They were like weren't going to go to commercial. Their idea was half the match was going to be, you know, regular, and then they were going to do picture in picture. That was their way of saying it wasn't going to be interrupted. Like, no, motherfucker, that's still an interruption. Just because you do it in picture, you're not showing the match in its entirety without interruptions
right,
at all.
because I'm distracted, clearly.
Yeah, like nobody's watching that. You know, they're waiting for they're flipping on their phone or, you know, waiting for it to come back on to hear the commentary again. Yeah. But even that, I'm watching NXT out of habit now.
Did Karrion Kross come back? I thought I saw a snippet of that.
They're gonna feud him with Damian Priest. So
who's their champion?
Finn Balor, and he hasn't wrestled in like a month. I mean, he did have the broken jaw, but that was like a couple months ago. So you know,
he's injury prone like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I said this even fucking like a decade ago. No, he fell off. But I don't. Whatever. Like a decade ago, I said this. Like the guys they got, the indie dudes. Like when they started signing Owens and here we go, baby.
That's such an awesome move. That's badass.
Nothing against Taker, but that's badass.
That's badass. Yep.
That's a big. What? He's got to be 7 foot.
Close to it, yeah.
Close to, right?
All the pounds.
The pounds!
I love that shit.
Oh my god!
Even if they bring in Monty Brown once for a one-off against him, that would be fucking great.
That was so cool, man. That video you showed me with Monty Brown doing the thing was cool.
Yep.
But Jesus, and a fucking frog splash, dude. He's like, He's goddamn versatile.
Yeah, even in TNA, he showed his athleticism a lot.
I didn't care for him when he was fucking Lance Hoyt.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Well, he's got a defined character now, too, you know, so...
Not that I hated the rock and rave thing, I just didn't like... They just didn't look the part.
Right.
I was like, no, you look like a big gay biker. You don't look
and
like...
Jimmy Rave looks just fucking horrible.
And now he doesn't have an arm.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. Which sucks, but...
Yeah. You know. Gotta take care of yourself, guy.
Oh, before I forget about it, they added Gallows and Anderson to WrestleFest.
How do you just remember that after we were just talking about them for a second?
I don't know.
I want to meet Tully and Arn.
Yep.
They just did... Nice, that was good. That was cool.
Yeah.
They were just on the Arn show together with Conrad. So it's cool to see Tully and Arn.
Yeah. I love this move.
Mm-hmm.
Like a reverse fucking Razor's Edge. That's some good shit.
I always thought moves like this were dope as a kid. I had Kane. My toys, I would have Kane do a reverse choke slam. Because I always just thought, man. Because there were, I don't think Big Show was really there at that time doing shit. But you had Taker doing the choke slam and stuff. I was like, Kane's like the opposite of Taker. He's got to do the reverse of everything. And I mean, I was always the reverse Alabama slam. Could you imagine? Like that's reverse moves are just awesome. There you go.
That's cool. And like he's over with the baby faces, even though he's wearing the Dark Order mask,
right.
which I think is cool. But that's a sick move right there. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've seen him do that. Like a reverse blockbuster fucking bulldog kind of thing.
But where did you say first right there? Reverse.
Yep.
I'm saying it, man. Reverse moves are awesome.
Yep.
Get in there and beat the shit out of him. Get him!
Yeah!
Get him! Oh,
King
Jake
Kong,
Roberts, get him. Look at those pants. He's got knee pads. He's going to give him a DDT?
Oh, the short arm clothesline. He's wearing the Scotty Too Hottie pants. You know, when they first debuted is too cool.
Right. I mean, I get it's all snake print, but...
Right. It just looks fucking weird.
That's cool.
That's really cool. I mean, for being multi-person matches, they've actually been pretty good matches. Like, I'm going to go back and watch this with the commentary and all that. I'll have to put it on a flash drive for you because I have it on the laptop, but I'll do it when I'll get you all caught up and everything. And I can't imagine the adrenaline, the extra adrenaline for a show like this where you want to, do a tribute to the guy and you're doing a match at the same. That's got to be hard to do.
Who is infatuated with their wife and infatuated with their kids and doesn't allow professional wrestling to consume their personal life. Sometimes that's hard to find. And with Brodie, with Jon, he was the most genuine human being I had ever met in wrestling.
Would be in a live event, I would hear some laughing and some doors banging. I would look down the hall and it would be Brodie, little Brodie, and Amanda. Every single one of them were laughing, cutting up and having a blast, and the show hadn't even started.
We would tape Dynamite, and then AEW Darkness would tape right after, and he was always so quick to go. He wanted to go, but like you could tell, like if he had to get out there at 2 a.m. to be home at 5 a.m., that's what he was going to do, and he was going to race home to see his family.
For the last several months, we were able to reconnect and hang out like we had never missed a beat, which is how wrestling goes. But instead of talking about wrestling, we talk about our kids, their wives. I think that Brodie, if there were a Mount Rushmore of wrestling dads, I think Brodie should be on that face.
Wow. Who was that in the ring?
I wasn't even paying attention. I was honestly watching his Titantron screen there. Just watching the horse run in.
We don't know
if he's in the Dark Order, if he's being recruited.
And you know, when you got me the first set of AEW musics, the Young Bucks music, and Jericho's music were the top 3 ones I listened to the most.
And that jacket that Silver's wearing is one that Brodie bought for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I will say this. Not that I will go out of my way to watch a John Silver or the other dude on the right's match, but because of this group, the guy on the right, I don't know his name, and I probably won't, so that's kind of a weird thing to say. But because of this group, because of a Brodie Lee, these 2 guys are going to be in my head because of this group forever now.
Yeah. And it was... When it first started, the Dark Order, I was like, where the fuck are they going with this?
I had no idea.
Yeah. You know, and it has developed, you know.
I just liked it because I felt every wrestling company needs a faction of some sort. And these, they didn't have one. That was their only one.
Yep.
And then they started putting some effort into it, like doing the video packages of like join us, like it was treated like a real thing. And it's just I enjoy the shit out of it. I hope the ball doesn't drop with it, you know, at some point, because I think it's a fantastic group. I think this is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, you know, at some point one of
them... Oh, nice. Wearing Puerto Rican style fucking trunks.
I mean, you know, at some point somebody's gonna turn on this group. You know what I mean? But
now, what was scheduled for this night to happen?
I don't know. I don't remember what they were supposed to do on this one. To be honest.
Oh my God,
man! On that one.
Did I see that? No, I didn't. I watched that on YouTube. I did watch that on YouTube. That's why that looks super familiar. Which, come on! 2-time! 2-time!
And I like how they're kind of building up Wardlow against Hager. And
I think that's a natural thing. Why would that not be?
Yep.
Where you go with that?
Maybe it says I'm a rat, I'm a jerk. Wait a second. Dark Order. Listen to the crowd react to that.
Is it because you're Puerto Rican?
I don't get that reference, but...
Oh,
okay.
I don't feel like I've ever seen him throw papers at anyone.
No.
I took that as, like, these are your deportation papers. Like, you can't join the order, you gotta go back across the border. Would that be a racist group if you had a group of Mexicans and they called themselves the Dark Order?
Well, I mean, you did have the Mexicals coming out on the lawn tractors, so... I mean, if they had like a Home Depot kind of...
Look at this!
You know,
that's a heel! What a son of a bitch!
Yep.
Oh, man, he's so good.
And I like seeing somebody that sticks to it that well. You know, that yeah.
So good.
Yep.
That's a heel. So good. Oh, that's so... I'm in love. That's awesome.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying I condone in real life, but as an entertainer...
And then, like, he did the goofy sing-along with Jericho, but he's still the fucking heel. Like, he's not playing it up like Jericho does with it all being goofy.
All being, right,
you know?
Right.
When it's time for him to really be a heel, he's being a heel.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
And you know, with you saying that his son booked, or whatever, most of this, or however it was, if that kid is a wrestling fan, as it seems he is, I could absolutely see, or understand at least, him wanting MJF to play that up.
Yep.
Knowing it would be good, it would look right. Because being a parent, you got to give kids credit. They are way smarter than we think they are.
Yep.
I feel like that's, you know, I know who that is. It's Two Rag Kyle Brad all grown up. Drop the zebra stripe gum pants and fucking put on fucking a mask, bud.
I really like Santana Ortiz. I think they're a
too.
badass team.
And I have no preconceived notion of them from Impact at all. Like, none.
Right. I mean, they were the new LAX with Conan and shit, but
And
I wasn't watching it then.
But I only know that after being like, damn, these guys are fucking good. Like,
Yep.
And then just seeing videos, because, you know, once anything becomes huge on TV or whatever, you get fucking recommended everything that it's related to on YouTube.
Yep.
Everything.
Covered here by Ortiz with the far leg. That's a good momentum.
And I like that, you know, because Paige and them are in a storyline together. This is actually pretty cool. That you've actually got storylines in this one match, so that's cool. I really think they need to do an Inner Circle against Dark Order feud. That you've got enough guys now where you really should go there.
But, yeah, and I was going to put Logic there, and I was going to say, well, who's good, who's bad? Don't need them. Not in this company.
Yep. And at this point, play the Dark Order up as baby faces. Go off of this, you know, the tribute and all that. Make them baby faces for a while, you know. And then afterwards, you could say, "Haha, we sucked you in," you know, thinking we were good, you know, and all that.
Right.
Have
Twist it.
Yeah, you know. For being as frenetic as these matches have been, they've actually been pretty well done.
They are nice. This has been a very, I mean, I'm not going to say it's been an epic show.
No.
But this has been a good wrestling show.
Yeah.
Besides the fact of the unfortunate events that brought us to the show, I've seemed to give a shit about each match.
You can't say that about every broadcast.
No, you can't.
Well, Jade Cargill's out there, isn't that awesome?
Whatever the fuck he calls it. Not really springboard, but
the flip.
Lariat.
Yeah. I don't even remember. I can't think of what he calls it. Oh, they fucked that up. The buckshot lariat.
The buckshot, there you go.
I knew it would come to me, but
I wanted to call it the sunset flip, but it's like, no, you fucking retard.
Because he called it something different in Ring of Honor, and I couldn't remember what he called it there. Oh, picture in picture.
Well, the problem I have with they just did that double team move, right?
Yep.
You stood there holding Paige long enough for MJF to get back in the ring to do the move, where the two guys on the Dark Order could have got in to break that up.
Right.
To avoid that. That's the problem I do have with tag team matches and the referee not getting on top of it. At least show the referee trying to keep Silver and the other dude at bay.
Yeah. Dude, he's like Alexa Bliss's height. He can
so
barely
tiny.
see over the top rope. He reminds me a lot of Chris Candido. The size and just, you know...
His stature.
Yeah. Not cut, but the beefy...
The beef.
Yeah, you know.
Just, it's because it's the way he carries his body.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Like, he's swollen. And not in that sense of ripped, but swollen. Like, he can't put his body down.
He's the guy that's not worried about being cut. He just wants to be huge.
Right.
Yep.
That puffy look.
That's the one. They're doing too many dives.
Yeah.
It's every match. They're doing multiple dives.
And that's what JR was catching flack for, basically, for saying that kind of shit.
And I'm happy that, you know, the guy's got personality and they're doing something with him, and, you know, that's cool. You know, I don't watch Being the Elite, so I haven't seen a lot of the stuff. So
all I'm gonna say is, I must have jinxed it when I said Cutter earlier, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit! But I'm just going to say, with John Silver being entertaining and all that, this is a really, really fucking far out there comparison. Carlito was fucking entertaining and cool, and he only ever went as far as Intercontinental Champion. So let's just simmer down.
He's coming, they're doing a Legends Raw, and he's coming back for it.
Carlito?
Yeah. And Cornette was like, where do we hold the bar with Legends? Like, where are we going with this? You know? Because the first name, because Brian Last went alphabetical, and he said the first legend was Alicia Fox. And Cornette's like, where's the bar? Like, you know.
That needed to have context. Because saying it to Carlito, I'm like, well.
But really, he's not, you know. If
he's
you're
not a legend,
you know.
But we got to start thinking 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
Like, the dudes from the 90s are the Ric Flairs.
Yeah.
Of, you know what I mean? Like,
well, when you say legend that's coming back, Carlito's definitely not one that comes to mind.
When you say legend, you think Batista.
That's true.
Same time.
He had more success, though. Yeah.
Does that make you a legend? Or is it the time spent?
Right.
What is the determination of a legend?
That's true.
Because, I mean,
it's
Torrie Wilson's in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So what is the standard?
Yeah. Oh, getting Wardlow involved.
Oh,
man.
Hold that back. That was nice. I like that.
That was a good follow-through on that.
See, they've done enough with him. Oh!
Rowan,
there it is! He's huge.
Yeah.
God.
The coveralls never did him justice.
Well, Jesus, next to Wardlow, though.
Yeah. That's
because
cool.
Wardlow's huge. At least he looks it. Wow, he's big, dude.
You know what? I'd like them to sign him, but I don't want them to put him in the Dark Order. Because it would just be...
It'd feel forced.
Yeah, you know. But that's cool. That's cool that he came out.
I feel like it's kind of weird, though, because that should have been Hager's call. If him and Wardlow are feuding...
Right.
But he is part of the group, so, I mean, you don't really want to put the button on the nose.
Oh, MJF putting the foot
His
on
arm
the
was
rope.
under the rope. I think that negates it. She could have still counted. That was like a double negative.
Oh, shit, he pulled the oh, man. That's being the ultimate fucking heel.
Cracking kid.
Yeah! That's cool.
I don't buy into the kids getting into the wrestling shit, but that's great.
Cool. I wouldn't be surprised if that was his fucking idea.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole thing, yeah. Yep.
It'll get both of them over. It's going to get this match over.
And MJF could run with that.
Yeah.
He could be running down the kid on Twitter for months, and, you know, people could just get even more heat on it.
Yep.
I figured the Dark Order would be winning most of these matches, if not all of them, but that's cool. And to see him smiling and that's cool.
So I thought I saw in something where they call him -1.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yep.
Of course, I've seen people like Hogan give ginger shots.
Yep. That's cool.
That was the fucking right there. That was the thumbnail.
Yeah. Yep.
Shows you the emotion that everybody's feeling. This is as real as it gets, guys. I gotta tell you, it's good to see Eric. I'm sure he's happy to be around.
Is that his real name? Is he really Eric?
I don't know.
This is real. The influence that Brodie had on everybody in this company and his former company. God bless you, Brodie.
That's the one I bought.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I definitely like that.
Brodie, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you both in my balls. I'm gonna miss yelling at you when you had that stupid jacket on and calling you Harry Potter. And you telling me that you're rich. I'm gonna miss you believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. I want to tell Brodie Jr. and the little rhino, your father's not gone. As long as you're alive and you remember him, and you remember his teachings, he's never gone. Your father wasn't just a warrior in the ring, your father was a warrior outside of it. And when I mean a warrior outside of it, I mean he took care of his family. Many men don't do that nowadays. Your father took care of you and loved you. From the day you both were born, he loved you so much.
No, they've got to have that darkorder.com link to their site and have it be some kind of thing, yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't even know why they all just keep coming back out. You should just all stay out at that
Right.
point.
Should be like the Hall of Fame, like
Right.
back in 04, just all sitting in
You're
chairs.
all sitting on that one side because that's your fucking side. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen... I mean, I know I've seen the Tay chick before, but I don't think I can really recall ever seeing her.
Commercial, yay.
Oh, he's like dyeing his hair, huh? Is he going to become a bad guy?
Well, see, Kip Sabian's wearing the one I bought.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
I just don't care for her at all. I really don't.
Like, I get, she does look like the kind of girl that would be a bitch, but her character seems too forced at times.
Yeah,
You know?
like, it does.
Like, she looks like she would be that person, but the way she delivers it sometimes...
It's too
she's
much
not,
to where it's
yeah.
like, God, I really don't like you.
Yep.
It comes across as like, just let it be a natural
Yep.
bitch.
Yep.
Like Stephanie.
Yeah.
If Stephanie tried to be Vince, it would be like, but she's not. She's Stephanie with a little bit of Vince in her.
Yep.
And I'm sure he wouldn't mind that. Did I say that? Did I say that?
Well, if you've heard any stories, he would like that.
I can't believe it. I do have to say I listened to Keep It at 100 the other day, and they were talking about Abaddon, right? Is that bitch?
Yep.
And they were body shaming her, which I thought was a little weird. I don't give a fuck if you're fat, skinny, in between. As long as I ain't having sex with what I don't want to have sex with, I don't give a shit what you look like. But body shaming her, saying that she shouldn't have her gut sticking out and stuff, and she should be in more shape. And I put a comment, and I'm like, Yokozuna, Haystack Calhoun, Viscera, or I put Big Daddy V.
Yep.
Umaga. Why is it alright for there to be big men, but not big women?
Right.
Like, would you say the same thing about Awesome Kong if she wasn't dressed like a gladiator?
Right. Were you saying the same thing about Bull Nakano when she was around, Awesome Kong, all of them, yeah.
You need different body types anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't... And I'm not saying, like... I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but, like, that's... I was like, that's kind of a fucked up thing. Like, Disco, to me, though, that dude's into his own fucking world. Holy shit. He is his biggest fucking fan.
Yep. I don't know where he got the idea that his shit don't stink, but he does.
Holy crap, man.
Maybe because he was employed for so long. And
now I know he works, like, owns, like, strip clubs or something like that, and he's just surrounded by stupid women that just feed into his ego, but, man, he is in his own world.
I think Russo pumped him up a lot when they were around each other.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what do you mean by pumped him up?
Just, like...
Bro.
Yeah, but like when you're going with that Abaddon character, I would expect it to be kind of a woman that's not all shapely. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want me to be, I mean, in a weird way, I know people are turned on by that shit. I'm personally not. But I don't want to see Anna Jay or any of these sexy looking women with like a zombified face and then me start thinking, I want to have sex with that because I like that body. I want to be a little bit like, I don't want to even look at this. This is disturbing, but yet I'm entertained.
Right. Well, like Rosemary in TNA, she was.
Oh, yeah.
But she's not like this.
What's the big one's name?
Havoc?
Yeah. Like what? I don't know if I really watched many of her matches. Did we see her live before?
Yeah, she was at a Northeast Wrestling show. Yep.
But I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of a weird.
And at this point,
bitch about.
all that's going to do is get you negative fucking press, too, to be doing
In
that.
this day and age, you ain't kidding.
Like, the thing with people shaming Jericho, that's a little different when you see he's trying to be something he's not.
He's gloating about the fact of he's trolling people.
Yeah.
So it is completely different. It's opposed to because they're saying she shouldn't look like that. She should be in shape. Well, some fat people are in shape. They're
right.
Like, I mean, that's. I don't know how else to say that. I mean, are super skinny people that are toned and shit, should they could go and eat a bunch of more red meats?
Right.
They may not be able to. Their metabolism might be completely different.
Yep.
Someone like a Bam Bam Bigelow, who, I mean, I'm not saying he did or didn't go to the gym and shit, and he probably loved to drink and loved to party. But that dude was doing moonsaults off the top fucking rope.
Yep.
For being a 300-pounder.
I mean, look at what Yokozuna could do at 500 pounds.
Seriously, so I mean, I think being in shape and being athletic are two totally different things.
Yep. Well, look at a guy like Earthquake. He could get up there for fucking drop kicks and all that shit, you know?
Yep. So I don't know, I thought it was kind of dumb.
Oh, Ty Conti. That's cool.
Now, how long was she in WWE?
I want to say a couple of years, because I know she was in one of the Mae Young Classics. But they've got so many women on the roster there, too. Oh, that's a good hook kick.
Because she wells up. Thinking about it, sure, Brodie, as she points to the sky, and she has 99 written on her cheekbone right there. The emotions take it over, but don't take your eye off the prize, Anna. I agree.
I'm kind of glad she got knocked on her ass, because I was thinking if we're just giving her a moment and she's going to capitalize on it, then
yeah. Then it's making it look.
It's too.
Yeah.
She's in the zone.
She could be thinking lockjaw here.
Going for those teeth.
Rip Baker's face tells a very dangerous story.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Miro. I don't know if they're gonna push him at some point.
Oh, it'd be great if Miro started sleeping with Penelope Ford. And they did a whole "you're sleeping with my girl" thing, but it was him sleeping with the girl thing. And he could be like, "I'm sorry, I have a thing for video games and blondes."
She's working on a college degree as well, so she's a very busy young lady.
Yeah, talented woman. Wow. I don't have a college degree.
I like too that they don't have like the plexiglass like WWE does for theirs, where they're banging on the glass all the time.
Yeah.
That was one thing that always used to bother me about Ring of Honor too, with them banging on the metal on the guardrails.
I liked it when, I mean, everything's excessive, but I liked when they would do that when it was like a high-profile match and it was intense and shit. Because I feel the same way with the fucking streamers. It got old.
Yep.
But when it was the big match, I was like, oh, I dig it. Still,
Yep.
I like it.
But they were doing it for way too much stuff,
Everything. Because once something gets over,
Yep.
it fucking stays till it's dead. Like, I'll be honest, I'm glad the yes shit's dead. Like, that doesn't happen anymore, or not as often.
Right. I want the Fandangoing to come
back.
I don't.
Good God almighty. The things that get over that shouldn't.
Because she has those heels locked together. And you're crushing it out of the windpipe and out of the diaphragm as well.
Look like Shivani's trying to get in the ring.
Oh, where's he going?
It's Sting! That should be a shirt.
Shivani looks confused most of the time, though. He really does.
He looks like he's got a fucking popsicle stick stuck so far up his ass all the time. Like he moves.
He does move really stiff, yeah.
Like he's taking more bumps than anybody.
Yep.
What did you just call me? I don't get it.
I think that was one of his nicknames. Oh, Thunder Rosa coming in.
Oh, it was when he was in CCW.
Yeah.
Big Rig Brodie Lee. I don't care about Lightning Rose. What's her name?
Thunder Rosa.
No, I know. Who the fuck is Thunder Rosa?
The officiating core.
Well, they're the only two in the ring, really. I mean, look at the empty arena! Oh, you're on WWE's fucking shit list now.
Yep.
You're fucking done, bud. You're out of the Hall of Fame. You ain't gonna be no more WrestleMania pimp host masters anymore. Really?
That should be a good match.
Oh, next week? Ow.
I think this was what a lot of this was supposed to be this week.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because Moxley's been gone for over a month.
He's coming back to challenge for the United States Championship. See, look at that. Look how fucking... Yeah.
It's like the voice of Sauron with the fucking teeth and shit. And
I don't know. That's uncomfortable. See, I don't care about that, really.
That I do. Hager against Wardlow. That
with special referee Eric Rowan.
Nope. Don't care about Rhodes
I will
side down.
absolutely be skipping that one. Hey, give Jake Roberts his fucking jacket back, would you, bub? Yeah, and the wrestlers aren't happy with your body, so they're going to be on TV with their shirts on. What is that? Is that a match?
In 2 weeks, that night we will see the TNT Championship on the line as Darby Allin takes on the challenger, Brian Cage of Team 10.
I would make it title for title. That would make it even better.
They don't acknowledge the FTW, David. Where have you been? I like Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he's a perfect fit.
Yep.
Big time, Team Taz will take on the Dark Order, and this is going to be quite a matchup.
I'm waiting for somebody to slap around Taz's kid, make that into a story.
Right.
I could see it being Kingston. Eddie Kingston slapping him around and, talking shit. I could,
Great story, true story.
I'd say MJF, but he's a heel, and Team Taz is kind of almost heels.
What is Devon's last name?
Luke Harper.
I don't even know.
His sons' names are Terrence and Terrell.
Yeah.
They're gonna be on AEW. I feel like I just saw a thing like yesterday when I was scrolling through Google, and it said Terrence and Terrell Hughes.
Might be Hughes.
Something. Didn't show a picture of him, but I was like Terrence and Terrell. Like, I don't know what just made me fucking just think of that.
That's the arrow pointing to Mecca. And I was like, how do you know that? He's like, everybody knows that. I'm like, I didn't know that. And that sums up who Brodie was. A giant, but very intelligent, very smart, very funny.
I misread Jericho's message in this, because I'm thinking, is there a stereotype of people that are bigger than 7 foot, like they're retarded? They're not allowed to know anything?
Right.
Like, I never had an idea that Big Show was retarded.
And one of the small mercies about all of this is the last 6 months of his career, he proved to everybody what he knew he could be, which was a main event star, a legit money-making star, pay-per-view headliner. And I'll end it with this. I have a dog, a silver lab. Her name is Oakley. She's very angry towards strangers, very barking, not the friendliest of dogs. John came to my house, he walked through the door, and Oakley came right over and started licking his hand right away. Even she knew what a great person Jon Huber was. I love you, Brodie. We're going to miss you, man. We promise we'll take care of you and your family. We promise.
Ladies and gentlemen, your main event tonight is the Brodie Lee Jr. six-man dream match, set for one fall, with a 20-minute time limit. Introduce the first.
See, look at that.
That's
group.
a fucking group.
They look legit. Look
Yeah,
at that.
they do.
Look at that.
They look like a group.
Yep. And it's not like Ricky Starks has different colors, but still, they look like they belong together. Totally.
They look like you wouldn't fuck with them.
Yep.
Yeah, I dig this group. I'm not a huge Starks fan because I just think he's kind of a twerp with goofy ears. But I get it all. I get it.
Yep. Like, he looks like the kind of guy that should not have that hairstyle for those fucking ears.
Yeah,
like it just draws attention to his head.
Bring the bowl cut to your face.
But yeah, Hobbs looks legit. He looked.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I like that they went heel with him instead of like a face.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he just looks the part of a bad guy and could get over really big with a babyface turn.
Yep.
Now, is this anybody? Is this someone we know at all?
I don't think so.
Because he's been in like some high-profile matches with AEW.
Yep.
What's going on here? He has been chosen, handpicked by Negative One, a.k.a. Brodie Jr., Brodie Lee's son. He loves Preston Vance. Look at that. That's
Preston Vance, okay.
That's the wrestler's name, they said?
Yep.
by that young man right there.
I kind of want that Join Dark Order shirt. That looks pretty fucking cool.
I want one of those, their masks. I dig them.
Yeah.
I dig them.
Oh, Orange Cassidy.
Says it all right there.
Yep.
We need some raw chicken to get salmonella. You want some?
Nah, I'm good, thanks.
Cool. I don't know anyone.
I get enough of that working at Walmart. Never know what's coming through the door. We haven't had a lot of the people, like, bitching about the masks, though. That's the one thing. And most of that stuff now is just for attention. People are getting videoed and they're doing it all just to, yeah. Yep.
So much history between Shrek, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy with Brodie Lee, with Brodie's family. Once again, Brodie Lee choosing Orange Cassidy to be in this match after Orange had an amazing match against Brodie Lee only just a few months ago.
Yawn.
Cody's gonna get his huge entrance. This is over. This, you know, same with Kenny Omega. Like,
I like as we said this, I like the Omega as a heel, but that fucking intro, my God, let the chicks come out with the sweeping brooms and shit. Let them stand there while you're saying World Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega. But that, whatever the fuck else you're saying, I don't care.
yep.
Oh my God, do I not care?
You're doing inside jokes that nobody fucking knows except for, you know, real dirt sheet readers and all that.
Yeah, man, that's nuts, dude.
And I like Cody, but this is. I mean, Dusty wouldn't even get this fucking entrance. You know what I mean? Like he's another one that believes himself way too much. He believes that he should get more than he ever got.
Right.
You know, and he's talented. Don't get me wrong, but
And at this point in his career, he is further ahead than he's ever been.
right,
So the ego can kind of get put in place, I think.
right. But that neck tattoo, like that.
Having one for the common man.
That was just a bad fucking idea, that fucking neck tattoo. That's
How
just,
so? What do you
it
mean?
looks fucking horrible.
What do you mean? I'm not understanding. So you're telling me, if that neck tattoo is on the action figure, you're not going to think it's going to look cool? Because, I mean, it's partially on his chin, or his jaw, and his neck. How do you do that on an action figure? You just have like a little sliver right here, and then the rest of it's on the neck? It is stupid.
to you, not just the little Brodie Jr. Let's talk about his three-year-old son, Nolan, who isn't understanding what's going on right now, but when he watches this back when he's older...
I gotta say, though, you wouldn't even let... I mean, I don't think you would really see in WWE... You would see referees do their emotional little things in their videos, too, but you wouldn't see something like that.
Right.
Where the referee is allowed to break the moment.
Right. Look at him. He just looks...
He's a big boy.
Dude, that...
You're right! That fucking look, dude.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
He makes me think of a guy like Debo from fucking Friday. Just that fucking presence.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
Which we might as well mention, since you did mention Debo, was a couple weeks ago. Did we mention it on a podcast at all?
I don't know.
Did it happen when...
I don't know if we did or not.
If not, we'll do it right now. Tiny Lister?
Lister. Yep.
Who was Debo in 2 of the Friday movies.
And Zeus.
To the wrestling world in, like, early 90s?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Late 80s, early 90s, yep.
No Holds Barred, the movie that turned into a comedy that no one ever thought would be anything. He's just a strange little man. And he's got a face you want to hit. And he plays the character well.
Right.
But he passed away a couple weeks ago. Mention that, you know?
Yep. I always liked the part he played in The Dark Knight when he was on the ship with all the inmates and stuff.
He does a lot of cameos, a lot of small shit. What was I just... Oh! Goldmember.
Yeah.
I watched last night, and he's an inmate in that one. Go figure. He's an inmate in every movie he's in.
Typecasting.
Let me... Can we think of a movie where he's not an inmate? I mean, because he's not an inmate in Friday. But
you get that vibe off him.
And you get an inmate. He's an inmate in the second one. So they cluster. Dark Knight, like you said, he was an inmate. Goldmember, he's a fucking inmate.
He wasn't in The Longest Yard, was he?
No. He was in Zootopia, and he was not an inmate. He was a little Chihuahua dog.
I liked him as Zeus. I thought that was really cool that they incorporated that from the movie, and they didn't change anything on it.
Eat your heart out, Suicide, in the name of TNA Impact Wrestling. I thought it was cool that they made him an action figure.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty neat.
Brodie was there that night as well. Absolutely. How far has he come since then, man? All the way to the main event of Dynamite. About that. Yes, sir.
You're not Blade. You can't fight with your fucking glasses on, bum.
Like, Hobbs would just smack the shit out of him right now.
Look how big he is to him.
Like, he would just bear claw him right in the fucking face and it would be done with it.
Was he going to go for those stupid kicks?
He's got the look like, this motherfucker.
Still got his glasses on. This main event will continue.
I just don't...
Thank
you.
Yep.
See, and he's not even selling it, though. Yep. Like, come on. That is the shit that Cornette and I agree 1,000,000% on.
Yep.
You got a big monster in there, and he just threw down this little guy, and that little guy no-sold it.
Yep.
What is that going to do for Hobbs? Now, I know most wrestling fans don't think, well, that didn't hurt him, because they're thinking how cool it is. But that's just... Now imagine him standing right up after this. Let's see if he does.
Right. Well, that's like what people used to say, oh, well, Hawk no-sold the pile driver. Because he was in the fucking Road Warriors. Like that, and he had the huge fucking, traps around his neck. So you would think, oh, well, that cushioned the blow.
And there's different elements to different things. This guy is literally, probably 160 pounds lighter?
Right.
At least a foot and a half shorter? With his hands in his pockets, getting thrown down and it's not hurting him.
Yep.
Like these 2 vertical suplexes right here should have put him out of commission.
Yep.
Because that goes right back to who was it? JR saying how super kicks and DDTs, they've just become part of the move set. And I've said that for so long because I never understood it. I was like, how can a DDT just be a move that doesn't hurt or put you down like it used to?
Yep. It's not like Jake did it any differently where, it should have more impact.
And it wasn't like he made a career out of DDTing people on concrete like he did Steamboat.
Right.
So it's not like, oh, well, that was his excuse.
Yep.
Because when fucking Mick Foley started doing the double underhook DDT, 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Or like when Raven would kick out a Dreamers, that was because...
That was a thing.
Yeah, Dreamer couldn't beat him. That was the whole point of it.
That was their whole shtick.
Yep.
They were playing up to the fact that he can't be beat.
Yep.
I'm surprised Dustin wasn't on the show.
Yeah.
I would love to catch that. I mean, I'm okay with catching King's elbow pad.
Right.
But I would.
Oh, there you go.
Catch something else.
Good old school. See, and he no-sold it. A guy like Brian Cage needs you in the back when you're on a full dead run.
Right. And you just kind of you're stopped, but you're not.
Yeah.
Immobilized.
So what was the point of the D if you're not even gonna? You might as well not even done that.
Right. And those are the little things as a wrestling fan I nitpick because they break the suspension of disbelief.
Yep.
I'm sold into this that these guys are beating the shit out of each other and it's gonna fucking end in a bloodbath until something stupid happens. I'm like, oh no, I'm watching wrestling.
Yep.
In wrestling, sometimes it's not the little things. It's just not doing anything at all.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, nice. That was solid.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a solid powerbomb, man. All right. Wasn't the best, but at least you didn't give him a little bump.
Right.
Because that's the one thing I can't stand either is when someone takes a bump off the apron and it's just they just kind of.
Yep.
They don't. No, that motherfucker's trying to keep you from getting back in the ring. Hit something hard.
Yep.
I wouldn't just collapse.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hobbs starts doing the Taz plexes.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. What is his move?
I don't know. Kind of looked like he was going for like a big ending kind of move.
It did.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
He just fucking got him good, dude.
That guy's fucking money.
Yeah.
He really is.
Got it, get it.
I think he's more money than Cage is, really.
Well, because Cage has an asterisk next to his name of, well, this guy's been a world champion in another company before. Yep. We have expectations with him. Where Hobbs is like, the day he came on the scene, it was like, look at this boy.
Yep.
That was cool. I like that he ran right through him.
Yep.
Little sliced bread DDT kind of deal?
Yeah. Oh, it's just too... He just looks, like you said, he looks weird. He just looks
like a doofus. Like a little doofus.
He looks like Bert from Sesame Street, but not yellow.
No, I get you. Hey there, Bert. Hey. That Nightmare Family jacket would be a cool thing to have.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, it's Arn and Taz. I didn't realize it was Taz. Oh, come on.
Orange punch.
I mean, you know they're going to win, but...
Yep. Crossroads.
See, that's how you do it, MJF. You got to be quick with the snap. You can't just roll into it. Spine Buster with Arn Anderson standing there with his back to you. Taz was conflicted on how to throw a chair. I'm fucking done with these for years. What do I do with it?
He's probably looking to see if there's a cameraman down there. Like, better not hit anybody with this. And the only match where the Dark Order, well, I mean, he's part of the Dark Order, but, you know, they didn't, none of them lost, which I'm not surprised about.
Right.
But this was really well done. I think this is a really good way to tribute.
I mean, even though it was a tribute show, it still made me react to it as a wrestling show where I was up, down, in between.
Yep.
Which I that's what I wanted. I didn't just want to feel like I was watching something that I had to feel a certain way about. I'm glad I was still able to be a wrestling fan during this.
Yeah. Oh, wait, oh!
Oh, fuck!
Oh, Hook's throwing the suplex.
Is he a wrestler?
Yeah.
Does he wrestle?
Yeah, yep. He was training with Cody for a while, actually. And Dustin in their training.
I know Taz said that, but I didn't know if it was just a thing.
And, like, he's not built like Taz, but it's still that's... Whoa!
Stinger?
I'm guessing. It's Sabu! No.
There was kendo sticks earlier. Sandman!
Yeah, right?
See, this is when I would have thought Rowan would have come out.
Oh, it's Darby. Okay.
People are probably thinking Sting. They do have a good amount of people there, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's people up there.
Yep.
That's cool. Sting?
It's gotta be Sting.
It's gotta be Sting! Ah! Is Sting's music on the DVD or this?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Who was it? Cornette was saying, "What does the snow have to do with Sting?" It's like nothing, but no one else has ever had it, so why the fuck shouldn't he use it?
Yep.
And it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Look at this! Are they together? Are they partners? Are they just a couple do-gooders? Yes, to all the above.
It's Sting! I wish Tenay would get on the commentary with these guys.
Get rid of Excalibur and put
Yeah,
Tenay in.
man. Oh my God, Tenay. No, it was Tenay and Shivani, right? They were together for the majority of WCW, or no?
It kind of
Was it Shivani and
kind
Heenan?
of. It was like Shivani and Tenay and Heenan for a while, and then Larry Zbyszko was in sometimes.
Oh, I forgot Zbyszko. And then you had Dusty.
Yeah. But they brought Tenay in for a lot of the cruiserweight and Mexican matches and stuff, you know, on the pay-per-views. And then when Dusty he went to the NWO, they brought Tenay in, you know. And
I
all
roll
that.
my eyes at that.
Yep.
I absolutely love it. I mean, they're not going anywhere with Sting, which, I mean, you're not going to rush it either, so I'm okay with them taking their time. But you got to do a little bit more.
Just hit some people with the bat or something, yeah. That was good, though. I like that. That was good.
I had to write this memo the other day.
Did you hear that guy?
I was looking for a quote, just something that would encapsulate somebody like Brodie Lee, and I came across the Samuel Johnson quote. I probably will butcher it, but I think you'll understand it. It says, "You can judge a man's character by how he treats somebody who can do him no good." Over the past week, we've heard all these stories of all these different people, these degrees of separation, who were positively affected by Brodie Lee. There has never been a wrestler in every company, in every locker room, with every member of management, to have that one-to-one connection, and that's why everyone is affected so deeply. In short, he was a beautiful man. And he leaves behind a beautiful legacy, and I want to introduce to you that legacy right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome -1, Brodie Lee Jr.
It's cool he's coming out to his dad's music.
Yep. Got his boots. Like, I get not having the youngest one out there because he's not going to know what the fuck to do. And Tony Khan. Yeah, the number 10 must be, like, his favorite guy, you know? Like... And, like, WWE didn't have to go to this extent, but just something more than they did. I don't know.
Brodie Lee Jr., -1. You, your family, these boots are retired. Your father, the greatest TNT champion, with all due respect, the greatest TNT champion we've ever had. To you and your family, the TNT champion for life.
I did read they are retiring that belt.
That's
and
cool.
Creating a new one.
That's good. That's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. We're here to honor one of not only wrestling's greatest champions, but one of wrestling's greatest men, and a man who has one of wrestling's greatest families. And they're here tonight, and we put a special tribute together, and there's no better way for us to end the show tonight than this. So here's a tribute to a great man. Here's a tribute to Mr. Brodie Lee.
I would like to take this opportunity to introduce myself.
I just rewatched his debut.
And I am the exalted one.
He came out and beat the shit out of Daniels and Kazarian.
And I like how they brought him in. I think they brought him in right.
Right, even though people anticipated it was going to be him or Archer or something, it still fit the bill. And it's cool that he got the run he did.
Yeah, even as short as it was.
Yep.
Because you could tell they were building something with him. You know, that they were going to do more with the Dark Order with him being in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's almost better they didn't start the show off with this.
Yeah. Yep.
And as always, it just feels like that's not true. It feels like you're going to see him walk out next week.
Yeah. Yep.
Biggie!
And it's not like they're using WWE copyrighted photos, so it's not
they're
like they
just
can
the
get,
people.
Yep.
Which, you know what, that's probably another thing why people are negative against WWE, because they're like, look what AEW's...
Yep.
Again, they don't need to go to this full tilt, but you feel the love here more than you know with WWE, it's the machine.
Yep.
With this, it's really a family. And honestly, something like this is only going to help AEW.
Oh, yeah.
It's only going to show the haters, look what we are.
Yeah.
Opposed to what you think we are, kind of deal. Because this is a pivotal moment, right? It really is. a new company like this dealing with this is their biggest upset so far.
Yeah.
And I think they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah. That was really well done. That was great.
Phenomenal. Well, there it is.
Yeah.
The AEW tribute to Jon Huber, Brodie Lee,
Luke Harper.
I'm trying to think. I feel like did we ever see him at a show? Did we ever see the Wyatts?
I don't know.
I know I've seen Bray.
Maybe one of the Glens Falls shows, but I can't. I know, like you said, I know I've seen Bray, but did they wrestle the Shield at one or something like that?
Maybe, I can't remember. But either way, I mean, if we did, we can't remember, so it wouldn't matter. But I don't know. For the last almost decade, he's been a familiar character in wrestling to where, you know, if you've been watching it, you would know of him. You couldn't be like, who? Who was that guy?
Yeah.
I mean, he was important. He's very integral to the beginnings of NXT when it transitioned from basically Tough Enough to the brand. He was one of the pioneers, I guess, of the start of that with the Wyatts.
And whenever he came back from something or they repackaged him, you were kind of, well, at least I was happy to see him back.
Yeah,
because you knew the potential that he had.
Yeah, and he had a look like, God, this guy, and I mean, even I kind of shit on him earlier, but the Bludgeon Brothers, I thought it was stupid. I'm like, why do these big guys need a gimmick? Just call them the Brothers.
Yeah.
Like I don't see either one of them hanging out in the back playing with these big hammers. I can see them doing weird shit, but I didn't need that gimmick to go.
I thought they were actually going to do something with him at that point too, but they didn't. So.
But you know, either way,
it's nice to see a company really go all out for one of their performers that had such an impact on people. That's like WWE. Nah, I don't want to shit on them, but they didn't really do much for Pat Patterson either, and that guy helped build that fucking company. You know, they did a couple video packages and stuff. Why weren't you know? But well, they didn't do it for Howard Finkel either, and he was the first employee of the company. So
right?
It does seem like they've gotten so into corporate that they just don't stick their neck out for anything anymore. You know, when they could. You know.
No, I absolutely agree.
But that was a really fitting tribute to a great performer, and
yeah, I enjoyed that thoroughly.
I'm glad we got together to do this because that was good.
I did think that was and it just felt like I don't know, we both still love this shit, and it was just appropriate for us to, not that we think anybody's going to go out of their way and see this or whatever, but I thought it'd just be appropriate for us to have a moment where we could express our gratitude
and as much as there are things that we hate about the business right now, something like that really makes me remember why I fell in love with it and why I still continue to enjoy it. Certain aspects of it, anyways.
Especially, I mean, he passed away December 26th, the day after Christmas. And, I mean, you think this time of the year, because we're only a day in or 2 days into the new year, that's when you're supposed to, the idea of you think of your family, you think of your loved ones is all around this time of the year. But unfortunately, it's always filled with some sort of negative overtone to where that emphasis on really focus on the ones you love, like it really, again, it's emphasized even more because maybe it's because that's the saying that when people pass away or something negative happens around the holidays, it's amplified that much more.
Yep. Because it's supposed to be about family. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, I mean, my heart, I don't often give a shit about anybody. I mean, I really can say that. I mean, if I care about you, I care about you. But if I don't know you, I don't have empathy for you very often. That's just the way I'm built. It's not saying I would go out of my way to hurt you. But when something like this happens and you see the outpour of positivity, you can't help but feel like some sort of like, oh, man.
Yeah.
That just I feel bad.
Yeah.
So
maybe the Royal Rumble will be our next one.
I hope no one. But yeah, the Royal Rumble would definitely be the next one.
I requested the day off, so I'm all good for that.
Okay.
We can watch it live.
Cool. And record from there.
Yeah.
But on that note, I'm going to give my send-off. I am the wild card, Ace Williams. I hope everybody had a happy or Merry Christmas and a happy 2021 New Year's kind of day, whatever. And everybody was safe.
I'm Deadly Dave. Rest in peace, Brodie Lee. Hope you all had a good holiday. And we'll see you down the road.